This new moon in Virgo that we have right now is so critical. You've got to pay attention because this is kind of like the precursor to all of the eclipses we're having in September. It's part of this Virgo Pisces axis. So, new moon in Virgo, what does this mean? Because as you can tell, there's a lot of action around it. We also have the south node, it kind of looks like upside down headphones in the same sign as Virgo. And then we have this square, this conversation to Uranus, which is a pretty tight square. Now, Virgo, what does it mean? Virgo cares about progress. It cares about health. It cares about optimization, efficiency. It's your everyday, day-to-day routines, day-to-day functioning, the things you do every day to take care of yourself. So yeah, it talks about the health, about your day-to-day health routines and practices. It's about your emotional health, your energetic health, your relational health. I mean, it's basically seeking to create homeostasis. So when we have a new moon in Virgo, with the south node decreases, letting go, eliminating. And Virgo is also about detoxifying, purification, eliminating. It's eliminating the excess. It's eliminating the harmful and the destructive. It's eliminating the toxins so that the system is functioning and operating in its optimal form. So this new moon in Virgo means that it is going to make us look at our day-to-day routines, our schedules, where we're putting our time and energy, also our day-to-day health routines or maybe unhealthy routines, right? And really start to purge and eliminate and to cleanse out habits that are harming our system. Because Virgo energy is seeking homeostasis. And if there is an injury somewhere to the system, if there's an infection, right? If there is stagnation or poison, that's what Virgo does, is it gets rid of that. It cleanses that, eliminates that. So essentially, we are trying to get rid of the inflammation in our system because we want it to reach homeostasis. What does that mean? That means maintaining a stable internal environment despite the changes that are happening in the external environment. And there are a lot of changes up ahead for the next year. And you know what? I've been saying this to my students for a while. If we don't get physically healthy, and obviously in all areas too, in the mind and the emotions and the spirit, but also physical. Sometimes we tend to forget about the physical side. If we don't get physically healthy and we don't prioritize that and we don't maintain our energetic health, guess what? All the changes in the external environment are going to be extraordinarily destabilizing and chaotic of an experience. So we need to stabilize our internal environment. And so this south node part of this, and Uranus is a change maker. It brings breakthrough energy. It's liberating. And it's a square. A square is a pretty harsh aspect. And guess what? We're not going to be able to ignore the needs for change in our day-to-day habits and routines, okay, on all areas of your life, health, relational, emotional, spiritual, all of that. Because if we don't proactively make the changes and, work with Uranus and surrender to this South Node Virgo energy, we're gonna get bumped over the head and something more serious may happen that is going to force us to change. To give an example, like if someone has a heart attack and they survive it and they realize, wow, I really need to get my act together and I need to change my diet, I need to change my lifestyle, I need to reduce my stress. So something big like that could happen if we don't get ahead of this. So there is no way that we're escaping this. These are really this is a grounded, practical sign. This is reality check sign. So it's time. What new moon seed intentions are you planting? Where focus also on what habits you are eliminating. Yes, definitely write the intentions of what new habits you want to create. But with this South Node, it's wanting you to really also be cognizant and pay attention to what needs to go, who needs to go, what activities or practices or places, things like that, what needs to leave, what needs to go to then create this homeostasis, okay? So enjoy this new moon. It might not be all sparkly and glittery, but this is about laying very strong foundations for the changing new world up ahead and the major changes in our life up ahead. And it's for our greater good so that we could stabilize these future changes that we're walking into, or the future that's moving into us. And that way we can really integrate these changes and evolve and grow in a very healthy, efficient, and effective way.